Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 205. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book and you need some extra motivation and tools to finish your book, you are in the right place. Good morning, I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, Christine Inc., Christine-Inc., INK.com. Each day I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can actually turn someone who doesn't really see themselves as a writer into a published author. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. From my very first day as an entrepreneur, I've felt the only mission worth pursuing in business is to make people's lives better. Richard Branson. So earlier this week, I listed the top reasons why I love being a ghostwriter. Today, in the same vein, and also kind of hinted at with the quote I just read, I'd like to share my favorite parts of the other aspect of what I do, another hat that I wear, so to speak, which is entrepreneur/business owner. Now, first, let me explain what those words mean, since they're often used interchangeably. Entrepreneur, for me, is someone who invents products and opportunities. So someone who invents something where there was formerly nothing, which is fitting for me since my great uncle actually was a successful inventor, and you probably have seen his invention. It's called a fry-o-lator. That's the French fry machine that you see at fast food restaurants. So the passion for inventing something from nothing, quite possibly for me, is genetic. Now, a business owner for me is more of a technical label. I mean, it's one who owns their own business. So someone who owns a business, tax-wise, legal-wise, just, very straightforward label. You'll probably hear me call myself an entrepreneur more often simply because I love the creation and inventing aspect of the word. So without further ado, here are my favorite parts about being an entrepreneur/business owner. And all of this since 2003, by the way, when I first founded my ghostwriting agency. Counting down in order, as usual, from high numbers to low numbers. Reason number 3, I love being an entrepreneur. I already mentioned this a little, but I'm making it officially one of my reasons. I love inventing things. Specifically, different ways I can help my authors write their books and then help them market them to their readers. I've even been known to make up entirely new solutions mid-phone call with clients just from listening to what they need and finding a way to give it to them. So yes, I've actually invented products and services mid-phone call. And actually one of those is the book Blueprint. And that's possibly my most popular service to date. And that was simply by listening to people's needs and inventing a way to solve them. Very, very entrepreneurial. So reason number 2 why I love my job as an entrepreneur business owner is being my own boss. Now, the third piece of my job title, if we really want to get confusing, is self-employed, which basically means I own a business where I get to invent ways to help my clients and I'm my own boss. Pretty sweet, right? Most of the time, yes. But it also means I'm 100% responsible for getting my work done and on time and doing it well. And believe it or not, I actually like that part. Would you believe I used to play Office as a kid? Yes, I was that kid. I'm all sorts of nerd. But you know what? As a self-employed nerd in charge of my own time and my own business and getting to make up ideas and stories every day to help my authors, I think the whole nerd thing worked out for me. And finally, the number one reason I love my job as an entrepreneur business owner is this: the sky's the limit. Now, over in employment world, which I have vague recollections of, you hear things about career advancement and promotions and glass ceilings and other things that are dependent on other people, like a company or a boss, having say over your career and giving you permission to do things. I'm not really one who asks for permission very well. So as I said, I've been self-employed since 2003. So having a boss is kind of a vague memory for me at this point. And there are lots of challenges to being self-employed. Believe me, it's been a very, very rocky road to get here, as any other entrepreneur will tell you. The biggest challenge is waking up every day knowing that you're 100% responsible for making money. There's no outside paycheck from an employer and benefits and, the mystical person called an employer, granting you all these things. But the flip side of that for me is total freedom and independence to craft the career I want. The sky's the limit, and that's what I love the most about my job. And a sub reason for being self-employed, I have to do this as a shout out for my friend Josie, who actually sees this as a very cool part of my job, is my coworkers, which happen to be my dog Gracie and my cat Troy. And sometimes you hear Troy in the background a little bit, but Gracie's pretty well behaved. And so they're mostly well behaved, especially during client calls and podcast recordings. And for more pics of these guys, visit me on Instagram, Christine Whitmarsh, all one word, ChristineWhitmarsh. That's my handle on Instagram, and that's where I put most of the pet pics. So Gracie and Troy and I, thank you all for joining us here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I'm helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. Be sure and drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook and also now on LinkedIn for motivation, accountability, book writing, publishing resources, and more. And if you know someone else who wants to write a book, send them in my direction. Until tomorrow, happy writing.